Nothing weird here at all. So, in my morning research, I'm reading this idiotic article by Right Wing War Machines. Right here, if Putin's nuclear threats work now, why not next time? And this just freaking idiot, man. The U.S. and the West must muster the courage to stare down Putin and his nuclear blackmail and mount a sufficient military response to show Putin that his nuclear raver saddling cannot be used to obtain everything and anything he wants. Otherwise, Ukraine might be the first. This is just no different than get them over there before they get us over here. It's just freaking stupid, man. Hitler didn't stop in Austria, did he? All right, so I'm reading. Okay, so what should we do here? Because it's easy to say all this, and remember, we must step up and do something. First, we should do these three things: impose economic and financial sanctions up to the maximum. Okay, good luck with that there, guy. Because we know we're not going to do that because we need Russian oil and gas, especially Europe. We actually don't. In fact, I told you yesterday that we could get replenish our oil reliance on oil on other countries, bad characters from Canada, with this thing called a pipeline. Oh, and then some clown said, "But pipelines could hurt the water supply." I said, I bet you're not against fluoride, are you? Anyway, then second, clown Zelensky should consult his military experts and consider some redeployment. All right, whatever. Having boots on the ground in Connecticut advising what the real boots on the ground should do militarily is just stupid. All right. Third, the free world should undertake some kind of least limited military action. All right. And then I'm sitting there, what exactly? We already talked about sanctions. The West must take other actions to keep the Ukrainians in the fight and to keep the Russians at bay. Supplying arms isn't enough. The shoulder Stinger anti-aircraft and Javelin anti-tank missiles are not enough. All right. However, frightening, but he doesn't say what we should do. These clowns, they never say what they should do. They said we should do sanctions, we should supply weapons, and we should take some kind of military action. What exactly, fool? You don't say. But anyway. So I'm like, all right, who is the Townsend Group International? So I said, this is interesting. So I started looking at the Townsend Group, go to DuckDuckGo, because I bet he's got his financing from, I'm thinking, I don't know, from big military, the military industrial machine. And I'm looking up the Townsend Group, and all I see is this thing, Connecticut Company Direct. And I'm like, all right, well, I'll look up that. But I said, is this the same thing, the Townsend Group? And I said, well, because this is a financial consulting group. And I said, Alternative Investment Advisor, Townsend Group. It says, is this the same thing? It seemed weird to be. So I'm looking up Townsend Group, and it says an Aon company, which makes my radar ting. I'm like, oh boy, Aon, because we all know Aon says, you can't retire. How dare you retire? You'll never run. You'll run out of money. You'll never be successful. But on the front page, I find, in memory of our friend and colleague, Nick Wong, who passed away suddenly on December 18, 2021. He was a joyous person with a welcoming smile that could brighten a room and warm your heart. He will be greatly missed. So he just passed away suddenly on December 18, 2021. R.I.P., sir. It doesn't look like he's not obese guy. It looks like he's a healthy man. Probably in his early 40s. He just passed away suddenly. Did he kill himself? I don't know. I'm hearing a lot of these pass away suddenly. So anyway, so I go to, let's see, where is Townsend Group, and I'm looking down here, and I went to say contact us, and they still got Nick Wong as their Asian Pacific guy, and I'm like, in Hong Kong. I mean, we're talking now, this has been 3 months since Nick passed. Anyway, I just find that interesting. So nothing weird about that at all. We're just seeing that more and more, actually. I just, that was just weird to me. So that was kind of creepy. So I haven't even looked at this. So let's take a look at what the Townsend Group International LLC is. It's domestic. Let me pause it real quick. Actually, we won't. All right. So started in 1998. Oh, here's a website. Oh, sweet. They have all this. No, they don't have the website for them. So who is funding the Townsend Group? I just want to know who is funding these guys. And it doesn't say. This is funny. The National Negro Israelite Black Community Human Rights Violations. There's a group called the First National Negro Israelis. Those people are interesting to say the least. Companies incorporated on the same day. Salem Consulting. That's interesting. But anyway, so I don't see any website for the Townsend Group International. That is weird. So I went. Let's go back, and again, that's nothing weird about Nick Wong. That's really that makes sense. So there's Red right here, LinkedIn. So let's take a look at Red Janky. I just hate when they have these ideas, but don't say what they should be. Should we put infantrymen in East Ukraine, infantrymen, U.S. infantrymen around Kiev? He's in Greenwich, Connecticut. So who is the Townsend Group International? Do they got a website? All right. The whole thing is just weird, man. So let's look. The Townsend Group, generalist consulting firm. Where do they get their finance from? He hasn't posted anything recently. 8 months ago. When you're kneeling for, okay, whatever. So he's obviously a conservative right-wing guy, but he doesn't say what we should do. Why don't he get a website, man? That's just something's fishy. Something's fishy. The Townsend Group International. And I just the whole thing is something's wrong. Like we need to build like why is there no freaking website? Open corporates. I wonder if we go to Townsend Group in Greenwich, Chamber of Commerce. And look, I haven't done that much research on this, I'll tell you right now, but all right. Hold on a second. The Greenwich, all right, let's see if he's got, here you go. The Big Apple Exodus, Connecticut never happened. So let's see what this says. I just want, why does he not have a website? All right, I'm gonna pause real quick. It's just funny. We got the Townsend Group right here. Lots of donations. Bill Cassidy, Shelly Capito. Look at this, man. These are the fun. Liz Cheney, Graham, $2 million in 2020. I mean, what number of payments? It's freaking crazy. I mean, that's not the other guy's Townsend Group International, but look at this crap. How do they get away with that? Let's say 269,000 Liz Cheney by the pack. It's such a freaking. It is so. They've given. Oh, I mean, look, this is what we got to do with the AFSCME. Look, your voice isn't. It doesn't matter. 2018, 3 million in 2018. How about 2016? I bet they gave to Hillary too. Let's see. Ryan for Congress. Guess who's Ryan? Oh, that's Paul Ryan. $300,000. Of Martha Roby for some reason. Who is Martha Roby? I don't know. Wild and Wonderful Pack. That's West Virginia, I'm sure. That's Ryan Prosperity. Man, these guys just make bank, dudes. Make bank on running for Congress. Crazy. All right, so let's go back. That's freaking nuts, man. Anyway, so I don't. Who knows what the hell's going on anymore? I don't. But the Townsend Group International, I didn't find anything. I just found the Townsend Group. From obviously this guy's Republican. The Republican war machine just freaking pisses me off. Pardon my French. I hate it. I hate the Republican war machine. I hate the Democrat war machine too, because they're both part and parcel. But let's see here. Red Janky. I mean, I probably agree with this guy on almost everything, but I hate when they don't. Well, they always say we should do something. Well, what? That's what got us on the COVID-19 thing to begin with. They should do something. And who's he donated to? This guy, Red. Nothing. All right, good. At least he hasn't donated to anybody. At least it seems. Let's look at your old buddy Josh. Let's look at Josh Scanlon, shall we? Should be Ted Cruz on here. This is no results. Okay, interesting. Josh Scanlon. What? Donors. Maybe I gotta do donors. There we go. Yeah, gave $250 to Ted Cruz in 19. Oh, there we go. So maybe that's why I got donors. There we go. Let's do this guy here. Yeah, he's given to Foley, Portman, and that guy, whoever that person is. Okay, let's look up the Townsend Group International. Maybe that's what I was supposed to do. Townsend Group International. Nothing. All right. Anyway, we got to call these people out. Say, okay, what exactly? It's kind of like when John McCain, he's running for campaign finance reform. Him and what's his name, Loserman, we called him during the 2000 election. Sore Loserman when Gore contested the 2000 election results in Florida, and rightly so. He should have. But anyway, long story short, he always said, Congress is full of pigs making money, and I was always like, who are these people, McCain? Call them out by names. Don't just. It's so easy. I just hate when they don't get specific. You have to ask for specifics. What should we do specifically? Huh? What should we do? Anyway, it's just, the whole thing is just corrupt as the day is long. The war machine gets freaking ramped up. Why do you think they're trying to trade? The military was going to offer freaking Poland new weapons, new planes to replace their old Soviet planes. Why do you think that was? It's because they get the war machine going and get paid. It's so frustrating. Anyway, so many things have no answers, but how dare you question it? You must be a conspiracy theorist. All right, whatever.